Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we're making another one of our delicious scrolls. Custard, apple and cinnamon. So I hope you join us and you stick around to the end. Now, what we need for the recipes is you need flour. Now I always use plain flour and I use baker's flour. By the way, the measurements are in the descriptions as always, okay? So check it out, please. So you need flour, you need a pinch of salt, eggs, you need some sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. You need dry yeast, butter, and you need some warm milk. So what we do is we start putting the yeast into the warm milk and then we just swirl it up a bit. And we wait, as always, 5-10 minutes until it starts frothing up and the yeast is active. So it's nice and frothy on top. So now let's put everything together and let it run. Sugar and cinnamon in. Oops. The salt in. And the soft butter. 2 eggs. And now put it in the machine. Let it run on slow at the beginning and then turn it up. Let it run for about 5 minutes until it comes loose from the ball. So now we can turn it up a bit. Okay, so it's coming loose from the ball. So now we can turn it off. Wet hands and then the dough comes off the hook very easily. It's a very smooth, silky dough. It's also silky because of a lot of butter. Well, a lot of butter. It's about 100 grams of butter in there. Then we just clear the sides down, turn it into one bowl. We cover it with cling film and we let it rest until it has doubled in size. In the meantime, we are making our custard, our filling. So what we do is normally we use about 1/2 liter for the filling, but do a bit of extra because we put some on top as well. So we do 700 mils of milk. So we put 1/2 liter in here and we put that onto the stove. If you rinse your pot out first with cold water, your milk won't burn. All right, little tip. So then we add in another 200 ml of milk. Here I've got 50 grams of white sugar and 45 grams of custard powder. So we put that all in there. And just we take a little spoon and we mix it all up. And we're adding this when the milk starts boiling. So it's boiling, now let's put it in. Okay, so now look at and we like to have it quite thick. It's not going to be too sweet because we're also cooking the apples in some sugar. We don't want the custard to be too sweet. Okay, so the custard is to the boil, as you can see. Perfect consistency. You don't want it too runny, you don't want it too thick. It's going to thicken up more when it's cold. And then we can spread it. Perfect. All right. Now let's put that away. Okay, so while the dough is rising, we're preparing our apples. So we're just cutting the ends off. Then we peel them. Just peel them down. You can use any apples you have got. You can use Granny Smiths. You've got Royal Gala. Whatever you've got handy and whatever is not too expensive, because apples are quite dear now. So, and then cut 2 slices off each side. And then you cut two ends off. Very simple. Cut the ends in half and just dice small cubes. Same here. Cut them in strips and then in small cubes. Okay, so now it's time to fry off the apples. The apples are all nicely diced, as you can see. I've got some 30 gram butter in here. Just wait until it's really hot. And then we're adding some cinnamon sugar. That we always got cinnamon sugar because we're Austrian basically. And then we use about 3 tablespoons of cinnamon sugar. Let that heat up a bit. And then we're just adding our apples into it. Okay. Now we're just cooking the apples through there until they're well cooked and there is no liquid in them. As you can see, the apples are drawing water, which is very normal. Now you just have to let it cook until all the water has disappeared. You don't want liquid on your apples for the scrolls, okay? Okay, so our dough has risen beautifully. That's what you want. You want to let it rise enough, and then we take it out and we just roll it out. We don't knead it together again. The more you knead it together, the tougher the dough goes again, and then it retracts when you roll it out. So what you want to do is put a little bit of flour around the outside, take your card, your dough card, go around the dough like this, and it should come out very nicely. See? Beautiful. So now we just roll it, as we all the other scrolls we have done, into a rectangle. Look how beautiful and soft the dough is. As always, make sure you move the dough. Put your flour on. If you've got too much flour on the inside, you can always brush it off afterwards. And what you want is, you want a rectangle. You want a rectangle quite deep. The more you roll it, the more scrolls, the more filling you've got in there. And that will do. Beautifully square rectangle. Now we put the filling on. Our custard is nice and, well, it's almost cold. It's not quite cold enough really, but I just use a whisk it up a bit so it's easier to deal with. Take a palette knife, a spatula, and we put most of the custard in there. Keep about this much for the topping. And then we just spread it out. And make sure you spread it to the end, to the edge. If it's a little bit on the bench, it doesn't matter. We can pick it up and put it back on. But if you don't spread it to the edge, the first slice will not get any custard. Beautifully rolled out. Now what we're gonna do is we use our apples and we make 1 roll of apples. Like this. And the rest will be for the topping, like the custard. Same. And then we doing cinnamon. Beautiful. Okay? So now let's roll it up. We start small, like that. Like always. And we roll again. And again. Done. Beautiful. I prepared a dish lined with parchment paper, or greasebook paper as we say. And now we're cutting it into sizes. Now first, I always like to cut it in half. As you can see, use a thin knife. So we need at least 12 out of the whole thing. So I cut it in half. We need 6 out of each. So then we cut it again. And then we just need 3. They're quite big, but that's fine. Beautiful, look at those. Look at those. And then we put them straight in here. So now we just put some tea towel on top and we let it rise for at least half an hour. Okay, so the scrolls have risen. Look at those beauties. Look at them. So now we're gonna put them in the oven on 170. I'm not putting them on fan force. I might give them a little bit on fan force at the end to give them some color, but I put them in now and we'll see after probably 20 minutes. We'll see how we go. Okay, so the time is up. Let's take them out. That's the little one. And then I've got the big one. Oh, look at those. Look at them. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, We let them cool down and then we turn them out. Okay people, so now I need your advice. How are we gonna dress them up? What's better? Lemon icing? Do we put custard on top? Like this. The only problem with the custard is they're a bit messy to eat and to store. But they definitely look good. Oops, that's the wrong one, but doesn't matter. We can have some apples on there as well. Okay, so leave us a comment. Okay, now it's time to try them. They look absolutely delicious. So let's get one. And we cut it in half. Oh, look at that. Look at the custard. Oh. Custard and the apples and everything in there, absolutely yummy. So good. Very light and fluffy, but also because of the custard, so moist, so absolutely delicious. As always, follow, subscribe, like, and have a suggestion what you like us to cook. As you know, Saturday baking, Wednesday cooking on the stove, and Monday TikTok. Keep your eyes open and I'll see you soon. Gunther's Kitchen. Bye for now.